I wanted to talk a little bit more about jealousy and rooting for other people. So my therapist, what she loves to do is she loves to help other people. She likes to cheer them on and root for them and help them grow and things like that. And when I first heard that, and I think my kind of immediate perception of other people is they don't want to see me win. They don't want to see me succeed. You know what I mean? Like, why would I share my story with other people? Because they're probably going to be actively rooting against me, and that's not true. I was very standoffish with my therapist at first, but it was for different reasons. It was just opening up. But also, I just like I it was just hard for me to believe, like, is somebody really gonna, like, does this person really want to see me succeed? Isn't there a part of her that wants to see me fall on my face? And you know why I felt that? Because I felt that about other people's successes. The jealousy of seeing other people do things I want to do, or just seeing people succeed in ways that I never thought I could. There's not, well, yeah, I mean, there's not always, but there's a side of me that's like, oh, they're not going to make it. Yeah, I mean, like, good for them, but whatever. Like, and then when you see them fail, taking a little bit of enjoyment in it, like, yeah, nice try. But it's the jealousy for the fact that they actually got up and tried to do something, and they might have fallen flat on their face, but at least they put their foot forward and they can get up again and try again, because they have something to grow off of now and something to learn from. And being too scared to even try and just sitting there and watching other people try to succeed and fall and get up again and actively rooting against them, I've already said this before, but it brings nothing but negative energy into your life. And I'm a positive person. I love interacting with people in a certain way. Like, I don't always come off that way. I know that might surprise people, but at work, my favorite part of being a nurse was always getting to know people and talking to them and, like, hearing their stories and stuff. And something too that's so funny is that I come off standoffish, but I so badly seek other people's approval, where I need to start approving myself. I don't need other people's approval to find self-worth. I have to have that self-worth innately. I don't need to hear other people tell me how good I am. I know how good I am. I know. And of course, everybody wants to be liked. And of course, I want my patients to like me. But I feel like it's just so desperately I seek approval. And then because I so desperately seek approval, well, if my fear of rejection is like, well, I might as well just not even try. Because what if I say something and they don't like it? What if I embarrass myself and they have this negative image of me in their mind? I'm just not even going to try. I'd rather just be off to myself. But at work last week, there's this girl who was just really peppy and really engaging. And, like, I was kind of quiet at the start of shift because I was really tired. But, like, she was still talking to me. And sometimes I'm quiet and people just, like, leave me alone because they're like, oh, she probably doesn't want to be bothered. But she still kept getting me into the conversations and talking to me and stuff. And she would just say whatever she wanted. And I was like, wow, that could come off as annoying to some people. But she doesn't care. She doesn't care if it comes off as annoying, because she's being herself and she's having a good time. And her positive energy brought up my energy, and it made me happy as well. And it made me feel like, hey, like, okay. And I wanted to be like, well, I wanted to thank her almost. I wanted to say, like, thank you for still letting me in and letting me, like, interacting with me and putting me into the conversations you were having with other people. Thank you for bringing me in, where I could have just been sitting in that corner by myself. And so I've decided that I'm going to start talking. So many times I say things, and then immediately after I say it, I'm like, God, that was so embarrassing. Sometimes I even whisper to myself. Sometimes I'll say something, I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Sometimes I'll laugh a certain way and be like, oh God, that laugh was so loud and annoying. I gotta stop doing that. What I need to start trying to incorporate into my life is saying what I want to say off the top of my mind, and not immediately being like, oh God, I shouldn't have said that. Because so many times I hold myself back. So many times I don't say those things. So many times I'm just like, I'm just not going to say anything at all. I could add to the conversation, but they might not like the way I say it. So I'm not going to say it, or they might think a certain way, or worse off, I might say something and I might get no reaction. What if I say something and I just get silence? It's okay if you disagree with me, and it's even more wonderful if you agree or you laugh. But what if I say something that I think is so funny and nobody says anything? It's like, oh, that was awkward. I'm just better off just not saying anything. No more of that. I'm going to say what's on my mind, because that's how you meet people who are more like-minded, who are in the same, that's how you find people who are like-minded in the same way as you are. That's how you find people who are like-minded to you. I don't know the right terminology. But yeah, I'm just going to start saying, whatever comes to my mind. I'm going to start saying it and being myself. Because like I said, when you say things, when certain people, that's how you meet your people. When you hear your people say something, you're like, oh, I feel that same way. Like, hey, oh, we both have this same interest, huh? And you just kind of grow from there. I felt so alone here in Nashville. Like, why can't I make friends and things like that? And I don't think it's all on me, but I'm excited for this new stage in my life because I love wrestling and I could talk about wrestling for hours and days and weeks and months. And so a community of other people who feel that same way, who have a vested interest in the same things I do, I'm excited for that. And I'm praying and hoping and manifesting that I find community, people like me, and actively living the life I want to live rather than just sitting back and watching other people live their life, or being in an area where people are having fun. But I'm relying on other people who are here also who would rather stay back and not. They'd rather just be off to themselves, or they don't want to do anything. They'd rather stay in that weekend where I just want to go and do things, getting the courage to either go out and do it on my own or finding people who also want to do it and joining their crews and joining their circles. I hear people all the time talk about going out, and I'm like, sounds like fun, but I guess I'll just be off doing my own thing. Show interest, invite yourself. That's how you open up opportunities. And it's easy to say it. It's one thing to say it, it's one thing to do it. And it's so much easier to say it. But I'm gonna start doing it. I gotta start believing in myself and giving myself a chance to live the life I wanna live. And to do that, I have to be open, and I have to try. I have to at least try. Try and fail isn't just physical. Trying and failing is also emotional, and it's also social. Trying and failing in social aspects. So I have one more day left of work. I'm so excited. I haven't never really made super close connections at work, and that's okay. I wish I did. I did not. That's unfortunate in my mind, but that's okay. I'm walking into something new. And so same with regret and looking to the past. I can't change yesterday. My mindset wasn't the same last week as it was today. My mind wasn't the same 2 days ago as it is today. I have a new mindset. Every day I'm learning so much more about myself. And with the sadness and the animosity and anxiety and frustrations, I'm learning. What's the root of those frustrations? What's the root of those feelings that you're feeling right now? Why are you feeling this way? And when I find the root, then I can find what it is about me. Sometimes it's not always on me. And you can't control what other people's actions do. And you can't even control your reactions to what people do. But you can't control your feelings, but what you can control is your reaction, I suppose. You can't control an innate feeling you get from the certain things other people do to you. It's going to make you feel a way. But it is kind of a decision to harbor on those feelings and to constantly bring it up and to focus on those feelings and do a reaction based off those feelings, whether that's a reaction to them or whether it's a reaction pointed towards yourself, the reaction of regret and self-doubt and beating yourself up. Why didn't I do it in that moment? Blah, blah, blah. Whereas I can say, yeah, that happened. They treated me this way. I didn't like it. I'm not going to interact with that person anymore. I know the warning signs that this person does. I know what to say next time if it happens, but I'm not going to keep reliving that moment over and over again. Those moments happened. All I can do is move forward and grow and learn more about myself and learn what it was about that interaction I didn't like and learn how to move forward and respond differently in the future. So I don't know. I'm just excited. I just feel growth. I feel growth. I feel it. I'm excited. Today was the first day I worked out in front of somebody else. I've only been going to the gym for like 2 weeks now, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It hasn't been a very long time, and I've been down on myself about it, but I love going after midnight, and today's the first time I actually worked out in front of somebody else. And also, on the Stairmaster, I think I reached level 10, but I know for sure I reached level 9, so growth spiritually and